at this anteater. Look at how big he is.
I can be in your video.
Okay, hold on.
Can he be
Okay, say hi.
Hi.
Say, what's your name?
Jacob. What is that?
Jacob. What's your name?
Is that one fall? Daisy.
Okay, what's your name?
Fall?
Nope, it's not gonna fall. What's your name?
Why?
What's your name?
Michael.
Okay.
And on
Look
this
at the big
video,
anteater.
and on this video, we have
An anteater.
And this anteater.
Yeah.
There's two anteaters.
Mike.
Actually, one.
There's just one. Look at the big tail on that guy. Wow.
See a tiger. A tiger.
Wow, that's a big tiger.
Is there any more tigers?
Wow. And he's got play toys that he can play with. See that big ball? He can play with that, get on top of there. They call them enrichments. So they give the animals things to play with. So, look at how beautiful that is, you guys. Hi guys, this is Amber. Just letting you know that we are at the zoo today. Look at this beautiful creature. This is called a reticulated giraffe.
Hey, I can go down in
And,
your video, and I can be in your
Back in my younger years, I used to work at the zoo, which is so much fun. If you guys ever...
You worked?
I did work at the zoo, yep. Okay, we'll be back for more. Hello. Oh, look at that. That was a little creepy. Did you guys see that? It went up and around. I'm pretty sure it's yarn fluff, but you never know. It's becoming that time of year again. Ella and Randy and Bonnie from Strawberry Bonnie's Crochet. Halloween. We will have a special announcement. I will. And one of my fellow YouTubers will on Friday, this Friday, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be spooky. I'm just kidding. I'm being goofy. I haven't got to talk to any adults. Okay. Gotta be goofy, right? Okay. So, hi, I'm Amber with Ooh Aah Crochet. Welcome to all the new subscribers. We are up in the 670s now, you guys. Like, holy cow, I'm so excited. Thank you for coming and visiting my part of the interwebs, as Kendra says. I finally finished a Seahorse from Onedogwolf. I didn't put the pipe cleaner in there. I don't know. To me, it's bad enough with the safety eyes that I just didn't put the pipe cleaner in there just to have one more thing that might fall off on it, but there you go. And this yarn you will see in all of my projects. Remember how I said I use my ball and I use it all the way up? Yeah. This little octopus here is my needle holder for the minute. Just your typical increases. I think I went all the way up to 36. Decreased down to 32 to do the legs, and my legs are curling up, which is okay with me because then it just sits flat. Look at her cute little face. Oh, I have to move my phone because it's right underneath my lamp. How about that? There we go. So this side is green, which is the side that, you know, I like. This side is pink. So I could have put eyes on the pink side, and it might have been more girly. But if you look at it, that's how the yarn kind of striped its way around. So there's a little octopus. I'm trying to get as much stuff done for my fair. I'm gonna, you guys, honestly, I will probably do any booth I can within a reasonable price or free. until Christmas, just so I can get some funds. Here, this little guy will be a turtle. And this is the end of the yarn. I used all of it, except for this little bit here. But this is, I used a 3.75 millimeter hook, and normally I do not. And I kind of regret it because you hear that? My hands are really, I prefer more of a G or an H for sure. So little bitty, that'll be a good keychain size. You can compare him to the octopus and you can see the difference in size. Okay, so this little gal, I suppose she's a gal, I've been working on for a while. Remember I got all those heads when that store was going out of business, and then I've picked up some more since then. So basically what this is, so Moonfire Crafts was asking, because she's not on Facebook, so I finished her up, so I'll explain it to you again, so then you can kind of figure out what you want to do. But I had these heads, and back in the day, when Strawberry Shortcake was really popular, crochet was popular too, and they had all these dowels, and I sent Bonnie a picture last night, and Ella one too, of these dowels I have with these kind of heads and hands, and they came in a bag like that. The hair's kind of crazy, so I definitely had to make a hat for it. And Michelle with Crafty Farm Girl sent me a picture of a hat, and I was like, yeah, that would work. I kind of winged it. I honestly just winged it. Single crochet, and then I did a half double, and then I did a single chain, single chain, single chain, and then, yeah, just to give it a little bit of a opening. And then I used some of the yarn to tie it all together. There was a hole in the top of the head, and I don't know if it was from the manufacturer or if it just had an accident. I mean, the bag was closed when I got it. It was still all stapled together, so I'm assuming that must have been just from the way the manufacturer had it. So I used that hole to my advantage, and I did stitch the hat to the head. So there's like 3 stitches pretty tightly in there to adhere the hat. I mean, you can move it or whatever, but it's not going to flip off the head. So anyway, back to the pattern. Okay. I cannot pronounce the group, but if you want to be in the group, I can tell you how to get there on Facebook. It's if you look up Lene, L-E-N-E, you should be able to find it. It's a closed group. But anyway, the basic of the pattern is a hexagon granny, 2 of them to make the top here. And then the bottom one, somebody came up with too, is an 8-sided granny, and that'll make pants. Now it does, if you do the 8-sided granny and the one here, it does make the body super long, but I think that kind of adds to the ragdoll or lovey effect of it, so it's still kind of a lovey blanket thing. That's my reasoning anyway. So, and I could have gone, you know, less here, and that would have essentially made the pants less too, but it is what it is. It's put together, so I can't change it. Now, in the original pattern for her doll, I think her doll is Mary in English, but Lene in Dutch, I think it is. She does basically granny stripes or granny clusters that go down in stripes for the legs. And you could do that too, and then you could control, so their legs probably stop here, versus my legs are way long. And then on the bottoms, however many you have here, for me, I just single crocheted all the way around, and then I divided it by 4, because you got your 3 granny clusters plus your in-between stitch. So the next round I decreased, single crocheted, decreased, single crocheted. Twice. Single crochet twice, yes. And then think I single crocheted around, no, I decreased. I don't know, I winged it on both of them, but both of them are the same. I did it so I had enough room to attach the hands. I don't have any here to show you, but on these hands and on the head, there's a little ridge around it. So there's like your plastic, and then there's a ridge, and then the rest of your head. So what I did is I made sure that my stitches were tightly in that groove there. And then I took my needle and went around each stitch and then pulled tightly, and then weaved it back in, just so it was securely on there. I don't think it's going anywhere. These are not stuffed, so it's just a granny hexagon. But basically, you guys, this pattern, you could do any head, any amigurumi head you could think of, and any hands or feet you could think of, and it would be a good ragdoll. Or you can stick to the lovies, but I just think she's... Sorry. Anyway, and then the feet is the same concept, and the patterns on the Facebook page are downloadable, and you just have to find the English versions. It's under the files. I winged the feet. I've done a couple different feet for a couple different amigurumi, so I just did the basic. If you don't want a round foot, like a round head, you would just do your chain, whatever. I chained 7. Single crochet 2, chain 4, or single crochet 2 in 1 stitch, and then chain 4, 3 single crochets in the bottom, and then went around, and then increased at the tips, and then the tips of my toes, the front part of it is a half double crochet instead of a single crochet in the back, and that just gave it a little more... I should think about what I'm going to say before I say it. It gave it a little bit more definition. And then for the toe part here, working on a couple different slippers that I've crocheted, I took the back loop only. If you do the back loop only, that'll give you your height. It'll make it go up. And then if you do the back loop only again, it'll make it go in. And so that's what I did here. So you can see like the ridging there. And then the ridging for the foot, I gathered 3 stitches here, so I decreased 3 at once, and then 3 at once, and then 3 at once, and then that gave me just the foot, and then I just left the sides regular, and then I decreased back here 1 stitch each. This, to make the little ruffle here, I did in the front loop only, and then I went back and joined it just like I do on my octopuses. I don't like to sew on pieces, and I don't like to add on yarn later, even though it would be pretty easy. A lot of my pieces will have this little jog for me going from the outside loop to the inside loop, and you can probably see it better. You can hardly see it in this one. Let's see if I can get it for you. See, this is my jog from the inside to the outside, so that I didn't have to sew on any pieces. Same with the turtle. See this loop right here? That's just from the inside to the outside, so I could continuously use my yarn without having to cut it and add more string. I'm lazy. That's all I can chalk it up to. You can definitely add on yarn. It's pretty simple. You just crochet over it. It's not a big deal, but I'm lazy. But I made sure it was in the back so nobody could see it. So, anyway, I'm pretty proud of her. And my mom's like, but she's got green hair. I said, yeah, but that's the way she came. And my favorite color is green. If it was pink, she would have loved it. You know she would have. So, but this yarn was perfect for her hair, so I went with it. And then most of the patterns for her have collars of some sort, and that's just to basically just to hide your neck stitches if you were going to do one. But anyway, that's her. So then I did a test pattern for Valerie with Old Soul Crochet, which I haven't done for a very long time. And since her birthday in May, I think? Yeesh. Or June. Might have been May or June. Anyway, it's been a while. I've just been so busy and I couldn't really volunteer. So this is a chubby llama. It's the tail and his head. And you can definitely tell where it's attached there, but that's alright with me. I'm not too sure about the ears. But I haven't really studied llamas. I don't really know what they're supposed to look like. And to me, it looks like a llama, so. The feet are pretty cute. It's just, she did bobble stitches on the bottom and then added the color afterwards. So it's like a patch on top, basically. Now. I love Valerie. And I love Valerie's patterns. However, if you don't want to do loop stitches, this is probably not the pattern for you. It's pretty intense. And I tell you that even after I finished with it, my thumb wanted to do the loops. Did you hear that crack again? Yeah, they're bad. My thumb wanted to do the loop stitch still. So I was like crocheting and then holding my thumb down for the loop and then crocheting and holding my thumb. So I found on my next pattern that I was doing that my thumb was trying to do that. So the muscle memory is there. But it's just one of those things. If you don't want to do loop stitch, this isn't the pattern for you. If you don't want to do bobble stitches, that's not the pattern for you. But I'd make this again. He's pretty cute. And he's small. It's not like the great big giant teddy bear or the sheep that's huge, you know, it's not. And it didn't take up a lot of yarn. I would guess not even like, maybe a half a ball of a big one. I can't tell you how much for sure because I have partial balls everywhere. But so anyway, there's the chubby llama. I'm not sure when it's coming out yet, but I wanted to show you that because it's done and he's clean and before the kids catch him. Daisy's like, is that for me? Is that my sheep? I'm like, no, it's not for you. So then I'm trying to, I have another craft fair or craft booth. It's just a booth. I have no idea what's going to happen because it's downtown Sioux Falls and I don't tend to go to those things because it's people and I get really anxious with lots of people. Like I'm in my happy bubble. And people make me nervous. So that sounds really bad, but I mean that's just basically what it is people make me anxious. I get really anxious and anxiety attacks almost. But anyway, I am trying to get stuff done for the fair, and I've had this horse unicorn thing that I've had in my basement 2, 3, 4 months maybe, when Valerie with Old Soul Crochet had her hobby unicorn make along. I finally finished this part last night and this part. And then I've got the horn. And that's a sparkle yarn. Can you see that? Let's see. There it is. Sparkle. And then because I didn't want to mess with the fleece, being lazy again, created a star. So I'm not exactly sure if it'll work, but there's that. And again, being lazy. It's in my bag here somewhere. And not I didn't have the fleece that would match. So I took her pattern for her ears and I just crocheted the inside the best I could. And then I'll pin it. So I think those will still work. It's what I got made, so it's going to work. And then I've got the little strap I think I left upstairs, but the little strap will go there. And then all the hair. I think I'm pretty much down to everything's done. I just need to sew it on. I'm not too confident about my hair, but these will be the colors. The light purple, pink, white. I thought about doing blue, but I don't know. I'm not impressed with the blue with the other stuff, so. But let me tell you how disappointed I am in Bernat. Blanket yarn in their stripes. If you guys have I've never gotten one in their stripes, right? So, and I've heard of other people saying that the joins on some yarns are bad. Well, let me tell you. So, okay, I pulled this out of the middle, right? This is the join, you guys. If I was doing a blanket and I wanted a continuous piece of yarn, thinking that this was a whole ball, I'd be pissed. I didn't buy it for that purpose. I actually bought it to make water balloons because it was different colors. But yeah, and they did reinforce it, so I don't really think it would come apart because there's a little piece of string in each one of these. But not impressed. Not impressed at all. Now granted, I can cut it and it's fine. But then, you know, your tail from each side is another 3-4 inches. So that's how much more yarn you're losing. Plus there's 4 or 5 different color changes. Yeah. So that's this part of the ball, right? So I took apart another part of the ball. Can you guys see the color difference? This is supposed to be white. I'm kind of concerned because it's pink. It's not a dark pink. Let me see if you can tell the difference. See the pink hue in that? There is definitely, this is white. There's pink. So I'm not sure if the dye lot, if it bled over into the white. But I couldn't crochet that as just white because it's definitely got a hue to it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll put, I don't know. I guess I could put it on the horse and use that as the colors, but I just think it got bled over into the yarn. Because this one here is white, but this is not. And the crochet band I don't have, it's in the other room, but it definitely doesn't have a light pink. It has a dusty rose pink, but it doesn't have a light pink stripe, so there you go. Now you know before you buy. I bought it, they were $4 a ball, so really for Bernat, that's a good deal. I got 5 for 20 bucks, I think my mom went out and got for me. But it'll serve its purpose. Here's the other colorway I got. So it's got like a teal, white, gray, brown. And see, they show you the color bands here. And so, like I said, mine does not have that light white pink band. So I know it's not supposed to be there, but it was. So anyway, enough bitching and moaning, right? I mentioned her before, but I do want to mention her again. Bonnie with Strawberry Bonnie Crochet. You guys should go check her out. She is the sweetest thing. And her and her kids have already decorated their house for Halloween. And if you haven't subscribed to her already, go check her out. Help her get, she's past 200, so let's help her get to 300. She was pretty excited. She's at, I think she was at 235 when I looked last. So check her out. And then Ella's already decorated her house too. She did a whole video about her house and her decorations. So I don't know. I still have really little kids. So for me to decorate, Connor is now taking all of our stools in the house and rearranging them to get on the counters. So I don't think decorations is going to be in my plan right now. We'll be lucky if we get a Christmas tree up. But anyway, that's all I have for you right now. I will come back. Holy cow, 23 minutes. I'm so sorry. I rambled. I'm going to add the question video. I didn't get added last time. And then I'm going to put on, we went to the zoo, the kids and I did, and just a couple clips of the videos and the animals. So I will let you go for now. I don't want it to be too long. I'm so sorry. Like and subscribe below if you haven't already. Please share this video with all your friends. I would really, really, really like to get to 1,000 before November. So, anyway, bye for now. Stay tuned for the rest. Guys, oh, I better turn the radio off. I am just going to do a quick video here to answer some of my questions from my Guess What Time It Is video. Get them answered now, and then I'll post these videos, you know, throughout the next, you know, month or two. Depending on how many comments I get. I was looking at 96 as of right now. So, let's see. The cicadas, I will have to look up that information and get back to you on what those are. But even here out at the fairgrounds, they are going off. And they're just constant. And in my neighborhood, there's like 6 or 7 trees. And so it seems to go like a round robin, and they're quiet in my neighborhood, my yard, and then they go to the next yard, and then they come back around again. But yes, they are very loud, and you just kind of want to scream at them because they're that loud. The Crafty Farm gal, asks, Michelle asks if we can meet in October, and absolutely, we can meet anytime you'd like. I'm always here. Unless I'm at a craft show, that's pretty much the only time I get away. I will be in Sioux City like next weekend, but who knows when you'll see this video. So anyway, yeah, we could absolutely meet up. Anybody in South Dakota, Iowa, Minnesota, if you're near Sioux Falls area, let me know, and we can plan a get-together. Another question was, do I do other crafts? Absolutely. I do, other than plarning, which is crochet too, I do cross-stitch and plastic canvas. I really want to get back into those again because I have so much of those supplies left still to use. And then I have 2 sewing machines, so I really should be using those too. I do have fabric that I found that I'd like to put together, and some cute ideas for things like that to make for craft fairs and things. So yes, I do. I have done almost everything, you name it, I've done it. I, once upon a time, did scrapbooking like really crazily. Probably about 20 years ago, I made my mom and dad a photo album, I guess, a scrapbook album for their 20th or 25th anniversary, and they've been married 40 years now. So that's how long ago I did scrapbooking and had all those supplies for it. But yeah, plastic canvas I used to make, like I was said in another video, I made what are they called? Calendars, plastic canvas calendars, and you can put the dates on the back and change your calendar every month, and then you don't waste that paper. Recycling. I'm all about recycling. And my aunt said that she would give me one of hers so I can use that as a template. So, yay. Favorite place to buy yarn. I am not your typical I'm not your typical shopper. I can't afford it, and I don't. And if you've seen my stash video, I have plenty of yarn. I only go out and buy, usually it's just Bernat blanket or scrubby yarn or something that I need for a project that I don't have, but in general, I could probably find it in my stash for acrylic. I mean, I don't go and buy, Malabrigo or any of that kind of stuff because I can't afford it. It's not in my budget. And so my general place to buy yarn is at Savers, which I don't know if you guys have Savers, but it's basically like a Goodwill, but a lot better than Goodwill. Like, Savers is organized, it's generally clean, and they usually have 50% off on holidays in their bed and accessories section, which includes the yarn and the crochet books and that kind of thing. So that's where I find it. Now, I usually separate that yarn when I bring it home from my stash for, a week or two, just to make sure that it's okay, it smells okay, it's readjusted to my house, that kind of a thing. Unless I really need something out of there, quick, like cotton yarn or something. I have bought yarn at the Dollar Tree, so you can keep your eye out on things like that, but otherwise Joann's is where I get almost all of my Bernat blanket yarn, and with doing so many of Valerie's patterns from Old Soul Crochet, that's where I go to get that kind of yarn. So in general, I don't shop online, and I don't buy expensive yarn. So that answers that question. There was a lot of those questions. So the next one was, what is your favorite season or weather? And the answer to that is, even though I was born in July, I don't like the heat, so I'm a fall kid. Come the middle of September, all the way through up to the middle of November sometimes, it's beautiful here in South Dakota. It's probably 70s, 75. And then at night it gets down to the 50s or whatever. We've had snow in October, so not saying that it can't snow any earlier, but fall is my favorite time of year. I love Halloween. I love the decorations. I love the green, orange, yellow switch in colors. And being that my favorite color is green, that's my type of season. And then in October, or basically August, September, October, you have all the fresh crops. You have all the tomatoes and cucumbers and onions and everything you need to make a really good salad. My favorite patterns, or my go-to patterns, really the easiest pattern out there, especially if you're going to make craft fair stuff, would be the octopus. If you want to make little amigurumis, is the octopus. Rel from the Dabbling Hook has the easiest to follow recipe or guideline to make an octopus. There's no sewing on parts, and it's super simple. You can use scrap yarn. You can make it as big or as little as you want. You can turn them into keychains. Super simple. And then the Chubby Bunny from Ravelry with Old Soul Crochet. It's a free pattern. She's got a video tutorial on it, and yeah, but it's easy to follow. And when you get that little bunny done, and you can do it in other yarns. I've tried it in other yarns, and it works. So the pattern does downsize fairly well, and it's super cute, and it's squishy, and the ears are floppy, and kids just love the Chubby Bunny. I've had so many people love the Chubby Bunny, so that's a good one to use. Otherwise, dishcloths and granny square, just a granny square blanket, just the granny square itself, and keep going and going and going, and that's a blanket. I mean, that's super easy, and you can do that with the Bernat blanket yarn, and it turns out just amazing. So let's see, how did I start my channel? I started my channel because I started watching people like Jada and Stitches, and Mikey from the Crochet Crowd, and Nastasia, She really, like, has some really good videos out there. Even if they're old videos, you guys, there's a lot of great content out there for, hold on a second. A lot of great content out there for video tutorials on just your basic stitches, small projects, if you want to make that granny square, or if you want to make that washcloth. Those are the people that I went to, and I'd wait for their videos to come out, and I'd watch them almost on a daily basis, you know, when they came out with those videos. So that's who I started watching, and I've been watching YouTube for, boy, Mikey's 6, so I would say at least 6 years I've been watching. And I know I've been watching Kim from Boob Chair probably for 3 years, maybe. It's been a while. So anyway, I started watching those guys, and then I started talking to people like him, and I really got like, maybe I could do this, maybe I could do this, maybe I could do this. And then there was a lot of other people starting, and I just thought, okay, I'm going to do it. And it took me probably a month to pick out a channel name, because I wanted to be able to have a channel name that transferred over to Ravelry and Etsy and Facebook, and, you know, I wanted to have that all set up before I started. So I really wanted to do something with, like, recycle, reduce, reuse, you know, that was where I wanted to go, or, you know, crafty crochet, you know, something like CCC or RRR, but those kind of names were already taken on different platforms, and so I changed my mind. And then I think my grandma's been gone for probably 3 years now, so really I just kind of, I picked that one and went with it, and I'm glad I chose that, because my grandma really did inspire me even when I was younger, and she still does. So that is how that happened. Let's see. But I tell you what, when you first start, if you don't know video editing, or if you don't know, if you haven't watched any YouTube videos on how to download a podcast or a video, or how to upload a video, or however you guys say that, check into that, or ask one of your favorite YouTubers and ask them how, because it does take longer than you think. And if you're going to be one of those people that wants to edit, or has really good quality, you want really good lighting, you want to watch those videos before you start. Or start and then learn on your way, like I have. It just depends on what kind of person you are. If you're OCD, do it ahead of time. I'm not OCD. Not even close. There's a whole bunch of questions of, how do I have time with 4 kids to crochet? Well, during the school year, 2 out of the 4 were in school, and so that was, it was manageable with 2 kids. I could crochet during the day. A lot of times I crochet at night and into the morning. I can crochet with 2 kids on my lap. I can crochet with 4 kids on my lap. I crochet in the car. I crochet in a doctor's office. If I'm sitting down, I'm generally crocheting, unless I'm talking to you guys. The only place I don't do it is in the bathroom, because obvious reasons, but my kids come in the bathroom too. So, just like any other mom will tell you, there is no peace from children. But yeah, so basically, I crochet every time I can get a chance. If I'm not cooking or cleaning, showering, sleeping, or eating, or in the bathroom, I'm crocheting. And the kids are really good about it. I can put on YouTube or cartoons. If I put on cartoons, I'm more likely to get a quieter house, but it really depends on the day. So hopefully that answers your guys' questions. I'll stop this video for now. We'll call this good, and we'll talk to you guys soon.